In the opinion of most hard-working Britons, their parliament in Westminster is nothing more than a zoo. Although most MPs may behave like wild animals, only one MP has ever actually been one. This exception was the Right Honourable William Whiteclaw, known as Willie to his friends, who served as MP for the rural constituency of Little Biggleswade between 1921 and 1925. He remains to this day the only member of the British Parliament who was also a fully grown 700-pound Bengal tiger. Willie's unusual political career began in 1917, in the jungle somewhere near the small Indian village of Krishnaganagi. He was the eldest of three and enjoyed a typical childhood for a Bengal tiger. He took long, pleasant walks in the jungle with his beloved mother and siblings, swam in the cooling waters of the nearby river, and feasted on the inhabitants of the nearby forests and villages. Sadly, such an idyllic childhood could not last. By the time of Willie's 5th birthday in March 1921, the authorities were ticked off with the Whiteclaw's all-you-can-eat buffet attitude to its employees. In response, they took out a full-page advertisement in the Delhi Times, offering the extremely generous bounty of £1,000 for the death or capture of the Whiteclaws. Of the suicidal, or obviously lunatic, candidates who applied, the man chosen by the plantation owners was the world-famous big game hunter and amateur inventor Martin Manly Chesthare, 1889 to 1944. Martin was perfect. A crack shot, as strong as an ox, and brave to a point of stupidity only made possible by an education at an expensive Edwardian public school. Even better, he had an internationally renowned mustache. Within a week, Willie's family had all fallen to the deadly combination of Manly Chesthare's cunning bushcraft skills and his use of illegal high-explosive ammunition. Only Willie was spared due to a last-minute telegram offering £5,000 for him from the Bolton Brothers Circus back in England. He was sedated with an elephant tranquilizer and imprisoned behind the bars of a Manly Chesthare patented steel animal cage. He grew increasingly displeased at this unpleasant turn of events. In fact, he grew as displeased as only a fully grown Bengal tiger weighing 700 pounds can. His displeasure manifested itself in a series of partially successful attempts to eat anyone approaching too close to his cage. While the captain of HMS Doomcock was a practical man, and therefore quite prepared to lose a reasonable number of deckhands' limbs to transport such a lucrative cargo, even he drew the line at the dismemberment of any of his first- and second-class passengers. The final straw came during an unfortunate incident when 4 drunken first-class passengers snuck into the Doomcock's hold late one night. The sole survivor of the evening later testified that, under the influence of duty-free absinthe, they had decided to open Willie's cage door to pet the nice kitty cat. By the time a dozen Royal Marines had restored order, Willie had already eaten the lower half of the Bishop of Manchester and the upper half of his aide, the Reverend Geoffrey de Witless. The third victim, the bishop's footman, was never found, though by a cruel and ironic stroke of fate, his left foot was.